I'm not doing it again. Start the show. Start it.
Nope. We can't break tradition. Come on, you know what it's
From
like.
Los Angeles, California, we are the Mad Scientist Party
Hour. Good job. Good job, Shuddy. Guy doesn't watch Super Bowl, cares about tradition. It's fucking believable.
Oh, hello there, friends! Welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined as always by a man who has donated his pants and underwear to charity and is now in the process of donating his boner into his own mouth. That's Geoff Clark.
I wish I had that much flexibility or that much dick.
Beaming to us from under a pile of unsold Eagles victory merch, the bearded booger-eating hoagie head known as Shuddy Boy.
Oh, brat, brat. Unfortunately, that stuff was all incinerated probably minutes after the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Is that what they do?
Yes.
They just
incinerate? All gets destroyed.
They don't want to clothe the needy?
Could you imagine the collector's market for incorrect merch like that?
Well,
the NFL is protecting their brand. It has nothing to do. I mean, I would assume all the sports leagues do that. It just gets destroyed.
No, I thought someone told me that they send it to like Africa.
Do they?
Yeah.
I thought that's what they did, but I think what?
Or just like third world countries that, with kids that or people with poverty, so they give them free clothes.
Yeah, that seems like bad press to just incinerate so many articles of clothing. Just because oh, no, we have to protect our brand.
I mean, I heard this in college. I don't know if someone was fucking with Kwame or if that was like a legit thing, but.
Oh, okay. So I am incorrect. Geoff is correct. Can you hit the button?
I will do that for you.
Let's give him a win.
You've just been Geoff. Fucking pussy.
The clothing gets collected and ships to a vetted non-profit partner in undisclosed locations in Africa, Asia, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East.
Oh, so people can't hunt it down and resell it?
Yeah, so then somebody can't get their hands on it and for $2,000 sell a Super Bowl 57 Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl champion t-shirt.
Yeah, but what if you were like the Jason Bourne of merch and you're like that or the Pez outlaw, the Pez bandit.
I think the NFL, being that it is a much larger corporation than Pez, I think would react a lot more swiftly.
But what if,
and
Shuddy,
a lot more cruelly than Pez was ever capable of doing to.
Okay, bad example. I didn't
bandit.
mean to derail this much. What if? Okay, let's just go back to Jason Bourne then. You're the Jason Bourne of merch. You fly to these countries. You see a homeless guy wearing an Eagles victory shirt. You whip his ass. You rip it off of him. And then you do that to many homeless people. You beat the shit out of them. You steal their shirts. And then you trade it. Let's say, just so you're not a complete asshole, sure, you just whipped a homeless guy's ass. But you then in turn gave him a Kansas City Queefed winning shirt. And then you take the Eagles one. You fly back to the States. You list them on eBay, and you do like really short auctions. So like, buy it nows the instant they go up. How much do you think people would be how much would you pay for one of those, Shuddy? Do you have any interest at all?
I wouldn't pay for one of those. I would not be surprised if the NFL does not have things to alert them if certain phrases are put up on sites like eBay.
So you have no interest, Shuddy, but do you think there are Eagles fans out there?
There are absolutely people with, more money than brains for sure. I mean, and that's,
yeah, but like
that's me calling the kettle black. As
no need to get racial, Shuddy. Calm
behind
down.
me.
I know you're angry.
No, the phrase "the pot calling the kettle black." Stop it.
Stop that.
That's an old Confederate phrase, right?
Shut the fuck up, you two! Wow. I expect this kind of behavior from him, Geoff, not from you. I felt that we have come to an understanding in recent years that you know.
I established a nice Kevin Kraft connection right there.
You motherfuckers. You motherfuckers.
Did. All right. Thank you, Geoff. But there are collectors with endless supplies of money that would pay through the roof for that. It would absolutely be over $1,000 if I had to guess.
Okay,
right
how about this? I'm just spitballing ideas here. So Jason Bourne goes and he does his yearly ass whooping of African and Chinese homeless people. He steals their shit, and then he waits. So I'm sure the NFL is like, all right, the second these motherfuckers pop up on eBay, we zap them, and then we find this person's address, and we encase them in cement and throw them in a river.
Yeah, because
that's how we
disappear.
do things. Yeah, that's how we handle shit.
They disperse their own team of Jason Bournes.
Yeah, and then you get knocked unconscious, and then all of a sudden your remains are in the foundation of a new building going up somewhere. You will never be found. So, let's just say this merch Jason Bourne waits like 3 years. So, 3 years ago, who lost the Super Bowl?
3 years ago.
It'd be either the Chiefs or the Niners.
That was the Chiefs.
Okay, so wow, this is coming full circle. So the Queefed...
Oh no, it was the Niners because this is their second in 4 years.
Okay, so the 69ers, their merch suddenly pops up 3 years past, and the NFL might not be as trigger happy or might not be on their radar. They're still gonna get it.
Yeah, the NFL is there's one thing the NFL, I think the thing that the NFL cares about the most is the shield, the logo, the league itself. So I think that they have a team of dedicated people that watch for anything coming up. And that's the vetting process for these nonprofits has got to be obscene.
Yeah, those poor people. Really going through the ringer.
You would think if there was actually a market in this memorabilia or stuff that like there's got to be organized crime in one of these smaller countries that could like essentially steal the goods, the T-shirts, and then put it on eBay themselves, right?
Well, do you think
like
anybody
how has
3
that
years
not been a con before?
Do you think anybody would give a shit about 3-year-old misprinted Super Bowl merch?
That's kind of where I would disagree with Shuddy, and I don't think people really do care about it or would buy it. Like, are really hardcore Philly fans like trying to buy a pre-printed shirt that just kind of reminds them of a loss? Like, I don't think that's actually that's happening really.
But
like,
a lot of times
people do it, but
people want what they're told they can't have. So if the NFL is like, no, we have to make sure these never fall into anybody's hands, that kind of is like, oh yeah, well fuck you, I want it. If you tell me I can't, it's like if the NFL was like, I just took a big fucking turd in a plastic bag. You guys can't have it. Everybody's like, I want that turd.
So this article about it, the organization that donates these is called Good 360. It says, Good 360 works to make sure the merchandise doesn't go to waste or end up surfacing.
Shuddy Boy's frozen.
To ensure that the general public will never see it.
It was almost like the NFL was out to get you right there. They didn't want you repeating that sentence.
Yeah, you kind of broke up when you were saying that.
Which Super Bowl was this, by the way? Super Bowl
57.
I'm going to search. I'm going to search.
That just happened last night, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're asking.
I'm going to search right now Eagles Super Bowl 57 victory shirt and see if anybody has jumped the gun. Maybe some guy who's in charge of donating all those boxes just like, all right, we're shipping like 50,000 shirts over there. No one's going to notice this one. Yoink.
But it's
Victory
like,
shirt.
I don't know. You guys just said something that made me think of, I don't know, like you're just making the point of like the NFL not wanting something out there that people will really want. But what if people really don't want this product? You know, like that's kind of how I look at it too. Like I don't really think there's a market for it, like you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not
The
saying
NFL
million-
seems to think there is, if they're going through all these steps to make sure that it goes to some place that it will never make its way onto the internet.
I think I found some.
What place doesn't have the internet? Doesn't every country have the internet?
Okay. So this doesn't have the NFL shield on it, but it does have the Super Bowl logo. I'm going to screenshot it and text it to you guys.
That's just as good.
See if this counts. I don't know
Is
why
that available on eBay? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So I just texted it to you guys. Is this the type of thing that they're sending overseas?
Yeah, probably. I mean, that could be like, I don't know, like false too. Like it might not be an actual NFL product, but that's the same difference, right? As stealing and counterfeiting are just as illegal, right? You would think.
Yeah. I imagine
it's
both
only like,
bum them out.
And you get it for $35. Like, I don't think people really want it. And Bradley Cooper ain't buying this shit.
Who the fuck wants it in red anyway?
Yeah. Well, there's another, I guess the second slide is probably just the back, right? Well, yeah, I don't know.
No, the second slide is a sizing chart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I love that it says ships from the United States when we all know it's not coming from the United States.
Well, Shuddy, I'm sorry to hear about your loss. It's not something that I give a flying fuck about, but I know you do, and Miguel and all my homies from the Philly area. I know everybody in that group was looking for a win. And the only person I know who likes the Queefs is Richard Christie. So either way, I had a friend who was going to be super pumped off of this, but I would have had more friends pumped off of the Eagles win.
I had a hotel booked in Philly for the prospective parade that it broke my heart to cancel the booking last night.
Man, that's a weird thing. Were you flipping out? Because I did have a tab. I'm like vomiting all over myself. I did have a tab open on my phone, and I was like every so often refreshing the results of the Super Bowl just to see what the score was. And I kept telling Carl, I'm like, oh, Shuddy Boy's still winning. Shuddy Boy's still winning. And then I was like, oh my God, Shuddy Boy's now losing by like a bunch of points. I have no idea what just happened.
But, I didn't sit down the entire time. I stood up from pretty much the start until the end.
Were you
just
wasted?
Pacing around. Nope, I had one beer.
Wow.
I barely ate and I barely drank anything. I was nervous and anxiety ridden the entire time. And then the last 2 minutes, I was just walking around in circles yelling, it's over. There's nothing that's going to happen. It's over. And then I had a glimmer of hope. I mean, we discussed it at length in the Easter egg, but there was that glimmer of hope when we stopped them on third down and that fucking holding call happened. Once that happened, I knew the game there was nothing that was going to possibly happen that would turn it around for us. So, but I didn't respond. People were texting me during it. I didn't respond to anyone. I just could not handle it. It was not an enjoyable experience.
Was you not drinking or eating much have anything to do with COVID? Or have you kicked that finally?
No, I'm still not feeling so great. But no, mostly it was just because I couldn't sit down. So I had tried to eat a plate of wings and potatoes, and it was just incredibly difficult. So after I finished that, I just stopped.
That's so weird.
I ate some baked goods at one point.
Were you stoned at all?
Yeah, I was eating pot brownies.
What were the potatoes? How were they served? Was it in a French fried mash
So
portion?
no,
or like a
hold on.
mashed
I
potatoes?
have access. I'll go grab one real quick.
Like fried smashed potatoes? Is it
Was it a
like
baked potato?
Baked potato? I mean, have you ever heard of put like that? I'm not crazy, am I here, Kevin?
What, baked potatoes?
No, I mean he said potatoes, and I wouldn't have potatoes and wings. Well, what is
So
Were they
potatoes
juliennes?
O'Brien?
there's this spot at Quakertown Farmers Market called the Coop, and if anybody's ever in the area, I highly recommend it. They have fucking amazing fried chicken and stuff, and they make potatoes. They call them JoJo's potatoes, and they're like battered in fried chicken batter, and then they're deep fried.
Oh, so it's like a flat triangle.
So it's a fried, like a deep fried potato chunk.
Oh, that made me hungry. Can you text me one, Shuddy?
Yeah. So I got a tray of that and a tray of wings for yesterday.
That's solid. How many
Geoff-
people did you have at your spot?
It was just, there were only 7 of us. It was a small little thing, Sharon, Draven, Jake, my parents, and Zach.
Your parents came?
Yep.
Where's
Here you go,
that-
Mom
did.
and Dad. You can sit on my He-Man beanbag.
Where's that fucking traitor, Dom?
He was with his family.
What a piece of shit. Family. Fair
Maybe
enough,
that's
fair
why.
enough.
Maybe that's why you guys didn't win. You didn't join forces. The Eagles needed that collective energy, and you denied
My
them.
mom was driving me fucking insane.
The juju about Dom not being there, or about other stuff.
No, first of all, she was talking incessantly, like leading up to kickoff, till at one point where I was just like, time to wrap up the idle chit chat, Mom. We don't need to talk about anything that's not related to football. And then
I can't hear the
I would've
football
sent my
being
mom-
thrown.
I would have sent my mom in the patio with little mama. Like you go out there with the dog.
And then, so when the ball would get, she love her to death. She was rooting for the Eagles, but it was just the most frustrating thing because the second the Chiefs would hike the ball, she would scream, "Get him!" And and then immediately, why aren't they getting him? What are they doing? And then when the Eagles would hike the ball, they would run the run pass option. She'd be screaming like, "What are they doing? Why are they doing that?" I'm like, this is how they play. Like, just it's going to happen it happened every fucking time the ball was hiked. It added to my anxiety because she's screaming at the TV.
Are you chain smoking cigarettes the whole Super Bowl party?
Not chain smoking. I smoked more than I wanted to.
Does your mom
but I
not
would be
watch football?
outside.
Does your mom not watch football, Shuddy? Like, why is she like, wait a second, the Eagles have the ball. Why don't they get a touchdown? You're supposed to get a touchdown right now.
She doesn't watch the Eagles. They watch, my dad's a Cowboys fan, so they watch Cowboys games. And Dak Prescott plays football a lot differently than Jalen Hurts does. And Jalen Hurts is all over the place. And for my mom, who doesn't really watch football except for the Super Bowl. Like, she may be in the room, but I don't know how much attention she's really paying. Seeing somebody who plays quarterback like a running back is very foreign to her. And she just could not. She's like, he does this every game. I'm like, yes, every game. And she's like, oh, this is too stressful. I can't. How do you do it? I'm like, basically what you see me doing right now, pacing around the room, very unsure of what's about to happen. She's like, I could not do this in a whole season.
As somebody who doesn't watch football, it is very funny, the thought of picturing Shuddy's mom every time the bad guys do a hike. Oh my God, get him! Why aren't you getting him? You're supposed to get him.
Yeah, what are they doing?
Get the bad guy.
Yeah.
I would have lost my shit.
So, Shuddy, you mentioned that you still feel like dog shit from COVID. Have you plateaued, or are you getting slightly better every day?
No. So, I mean, I'm as good as I'm probably going to be for a couple of weeks yet. I'm still very congested and coughing up loogies. I still have some coughing fits. Otherwise, I feel fine. I'm not like really getting drained from anything anymore. I'm working full days without any issue. Like it's
Well, that's good.
I'm better. I'm still very like it's difficult to breathe through my nose.
You might notice that I sound a little bit raspy.
Yeah, I'm definitely more raspy than normal.
So, Geoff, what was your Super Bowl like? Because you don't give a fuck about either of the teams, right? You just care about your bets?
Yeah, for the most part. I was actually sick for me, like very profitable. I've lost 7 of the last 8 Super Bowls. So, and 2 of them were heartbreaking with the Patriots coming back and winning both of them. The only one that I won actually was the Eagles one, and even that wasn't totally a win because Shuddy also, I forget how I worked it out, but Shuddy had a lot of money that he bet through my bookie as well, and
yeah, because sports betting wasn't legal in Pennsylvania yet at that point.
Yeah,
so I had to bet through Geoff. And I did it throughout the entire postseason. So everything I won, I just kept rolling in.
Yeah. It's pretty sick, actually.
Geoff had a bit of a bill to pay back to me.
Yeah, but I sent it to you right after the the final whistle.
Yep, you did.
But no, I did really well. I wrote up 6 different Super Bowl props pieces for our Outkick, and all of them are profitable. This is probably my best Super Bowl ever. I had more money on the little props in the game.
What were some of the silly prop bets?
Bet on the Tom Cruise parachuting the game ball prop that was out there in the world somewhere?
No, I didn't get that one.
That's real? That was a real thing?
That was a real thing, that there was a prop bet that Tom Cruise was going to parachute the game ball in. It was, hold on,
Yeah, what were the ones that you bet on, Geoff?
Nothing that would really interest you.
Oh.
Honestly. It was all if this player would have more or less rushing yards, if this player had more or less receiving yards. I bet quirky ones, but not quirky that are cool, that you're like, oh, that's interesting. I bet minus 170 that the shortest touchdown would be less than 1.5 yards. That doesn't do anything to you, right?
No.
All right, whatever.
Nope.
What do you think? You don't even know how long an average touchdown is, so you don't care. So I bet a lot of weird little shit like that, but it was pretty profitable because I pretty much hit all of them.
So it was, will Tom Cruise parachute into the stadium and hand deliver to the game ball referees? Yes was plus 2,500. No was minus 15,000.
Oh, they have, I think DraftKings, this is a bit of a tangent. DraftKings has a prop out for the new Scream movie and who the killer is going to be. Was it Scream?
Scream 6.
Scream 6.
Is it Scream 6? It's in Manhattan, though, or whatever. It's in New York City.
Yeah, they're following the Friday the 13th franchise. They threw Jason in Manhattan, now they're throwing Ghostface in Manhattan. Yep.
So they have a market for that. I think it's DraftKings, and who's going to be the killer? Who's Ghostface in the new Scream? The one that, this is for Shuddy, because this really isn't going to matter to you. My favorite prop bet that I won, Shuddy, is I bet under, Boston Scott 8.5 rushing yards. And if you remember, his first rush was 9 yards. His second one was -2, and his last one was 1. So I won by a half yard.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's just kind of how hot I ran though yesterday. That was my favorite win.
Did you have a packed house for the party?
Yeah, we had a good turnout. I think there was 10 of us here. the homie Brendan from the Black Irish podcast. I don't know if you've ever met him before, Kevin, but he's Puminati. I think he ran into our podcast through the Alice show, but has stuck with us, and I think is an actual like Puminati.
Nice.
He came over. Geoff Lee and his girl came over. You remember Geoff Lee, right? You hung out with him at my birthday. Paul actually couldn't. He was sick.
Oh, shit.
And it's tradition. Paul comes over every Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Super Bowl. So that sucked. My brother's girlfriend and her brother were here. Who else? Rich, his lady and their kid was here. So
oh wow,
it's a family event.
I saw
cool.
on your
had a hell of a spread for all those people. Have any leftovers?
I have so much leftovers. It's stupid. I was really hoping Paul would come through and help. Do we have a Whole Foods pizza?
Is there anything missing from your leftovers?
Yeah. Did anything meet a tragic end?
Yeah, lost some shrimp cocktail before we started recording. You guys, I think you'll hear about it in the fucking Easter egg.
I love fried shrimp. I fucking love shrimp.
I didn't even want to talk about it. It bums me out so much. Shrimp cocktail is like one of my favorite things. I was looking forward to polishing it off over the next day or two, and just fell out of my refrigerator and spilled out all over the fucking kitchen floor. Honestly, you guys brought this up in the Easter egg. I didn't even think of like washing it, and I wouldn't have either way. Like either way, it was always going in the trash.
Are you just like instantly grossed out that it touched the floor?
Yeah.
I mean, shrimp has fucking doo-doo lines that go down the middle.
I know.
Like, you can wash floor particles off, unless it fell in like a puddle of Lil Mama's diarrhea.
Yeah, unless your floor is that gross.
No,
that leads to another whole conversation.
No, we had the cleaners come in. We have cleaners come through like every month or 6 weeks and just do like a full cleaning of the apartment. So our shit was then like we had them come over Friday. It was really, really nice. Everything was clean.
Yeah, I mean, cocktail shrimp, especially, they don't have any seasoning or anything on them. Put a little rinse off, and they're good to go.
I mean,
once it hit the floor, it was over.
So this happened like 3 minutes before we started recording. I'm looking at the timer, including the Easter egg. We've been going for 42 minutes. Are you sure you don't want to just run to the kitchen right now and pick them out of the trash and run them under the tap?
I don't know. I don't have specifics, but it feels like this attitude does not align with your personality, Kevin. You would have picked up the shrimp, cleaned it, and saved it? You would have done that?
Yeah, if I was that dead set, like it clearly means so much to you. Like it ruined your fucking day. I know it doesn't gel with my personality, but I've said this on the show before. I will eat around a hair. If there's a hair in my food, I will pluck it out and I will finish it because worst case scenario, it's a pube. No, actually, I guess worst case scenario is it's an ass hair. And that could have poop on it, and that's a bummer. Now that I might be talking myself out of this habit, but I've
as you're saying, you don't.
Like if you think about it, hair. As long as we're not talking about like grundle, anus, it's not the grossest thing in the world.
What about nose, ear? Is that really is that awesome? Do you really want to eat that?
I think the chances of it being a nose or ear hair are pretty slim. Like how often are you shedding? Like when I see a nose hair that has breached the perimeter of my nostril and I pluck it and then sneeze 17 times. Exactly. Like how often has a nose hair just fallen out of your nose? You have to rip it out by the roots and then sneeze for a half hour.
I mean, I feel like it's a lot easier for a nose or ear hair to mistakenly get into a dish than like an ass hair or a nut hair.
Well, I mean, an ass hair or a grundle hair or
it's intentional.
It's intentional. Yeah, that is. Yeah. There's no way that's. There's no situation where that happens accidentally.
That's what I'm saying, though. If you see a hair in your food, why wouldn't you be like, "Well, this isn't good," right? Because the best case is that it falls out of someone's, I don't know, beard or off their head.
Yeah, and hairs
But the worst
aren't really
case
all
is
that gross.
someone went into their underpants and then,
And that's bad. That's pretty bad.
yeah.
I mean, a single strand of hair isn't like the grossest thing in the world to me. It's not absorbent or anything, so it's not like
Hair
soaking up
doesn't
slime.
become gross to me until it's a clump.
Yeah, if there was like a fucking hairball in my spaghetti, I'm not eating around it.
What are we talking about here? The fucking shrimp was fucking all over the floor. I'm gonna pick it up and put it in a fucking like strainer and wash it off. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
You're Jeff Clark.
exactly.
You're no pussy.
Exactly what you're gonna do.
You're not a pussy,
That's
Jeff Clark.
exactly-
Eat those fucking shrimp.
It's
Jesus.
fucking ridiculous. No, they were going straight in the garbage. As soon as they hit the ground, they're going in the garbage. No.
I don't know, man.
I guess it's easier because I won betting the Super Bowl yesterday. I don't know. I'll buy another fucking shrimp cocktail, I guess. I don't
And you know what? I'll throw those in the trash too and buy a third one and eat that. I'm a fucking
Really?
baller.
Fuck it. All because of Boston Scott only rushing for 8 yards.
Man, well, that's a bummer that you lost your shrimp. Shuddy, it's a bummer you lost the Super Bowl.
I think I'm more disappointed about my shrimp than Shuddy is the Super Bowl.
Well, yours is more recent. If we recorded this episode the second after the Eagles lost, we probably would be getting a different Shuddy.
I was very silent. Like everybody dispersed pretty much right after, and I just went right to the Righteous Gemstone rewatch to just
Yeah, well, that'll turn your
Change the
spirits around.
vibes.
change the vibes, you know.
How long is this going to? How long are you going to suffer for this, Shuddy Boy? Like Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Is it going to linger?
This hurt. This is. We should not have lost this game. And the fact that a lot of players are free agents and we're going to have to pay Jalen Hurts. The likelihood of having a season like this again is.
Well, I feel like this is at least the second time since we've been doing MSPH that the Eagles were in the Super Bowl.
It is that. I mean, and so there's hope. It's a big time bummer, and I'm not going to think much about football until I guess free agency starts. Take a couple weeks off and just not listen to. I mean, by the end of this week, Sports Talk Radio is going to go over to baseball, and I don't give a fuck about spring training for the Phillies. So I think today was the first time I know for a fact today was the first time in months that I listened to a podcast in the car because I always had sports radio on.
Oh. Did you listen to The Hole with is it Oates? They had one of the guys from Hall and Oates.
Hall or Oates.
Yeah, either Hall or Oates.
No,
just working
I
in a
was
plug for
listening
Rob
to
Sprance.
All Fantasy Everything.
Ah, okay. That's regular on Doug Loves Movies. Brendan?
Sean Jordan.
Sean Jordan. I was close. No, I wasn't.
And Ian Carmel and David Bory. It's a real good show.
Speaking of The Hole, they recently had, I always fuck this guy's name up, Neil Tyson DeGrasse? Degrassi? How do you say it? Neil, the astrophysicist dude.
What's that? Like Degrassi High? Drake got to start there.
Yeah. Neil Tyson Drake. That guy. Well, I guess I was brought up, and the fact that I'm an alien truther was brought up to Neil. We'll call him. Hopefully he's all right with that. I still got to listen to the podcast, but I texted you this too, Kevin. You didn't fucking respond. We're shooting down like UFOs daily. We've shot down like 4 of these fucking things. Have you seen any news about this?
Yeah, I mean it's been all over social media. People think it's aliens.
I mean, the Pentagon and NORAD really aren't doing anything to like convince otherwise. Like they're like, yeah, we don't really know what it is. And
I mean, the fact that it
airspace
happened
is shut down.
The fact that it happened like a day or two after a Chinese spy balloon got shot down, it was just like, okay, what are the coincidences that we shoot down a Chinese spy balloon and then aliens show up. It's probably just more fucking spy balloons.
Well, I actually was going to throw out the conspiracy theory during the editorial call Outkick when they were discussing this, that maybe it wasn't a Chinese spy balloon. It was actually a UFO, and they tried to blame it on the Chinese to like distract people from the fact that aliens were coming.
And the Chinese are like, wait, what the fuck? Why am I catching stray shots? What did we do?
Yeah, we didn't send a spy balloon over there. We got bigger fish to fry right now.
Well, here are my thoughts on it. I was thinking, like, okay, a lot of people on Twitter, because it is fun to jump to aliens. Aliens are cool. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things that makes your butthole pucker up. Are they going to be good aliens? Are they going to be bad aliens? If they are fucking aliens and we're shooting their shit down, we haven't even discovered a planet somewhere that has intelligent life on it, or any kind of life, for that matter, other than like microscopic bullshit. So not only have these motherfuckers found us, but they've reached us. They are like leagues ahead of us technologically. So we are basically cattle. We should not be fucking with them. If aliens actually do come here, I say we hinge our bets on just being like, hey, alien dudes, fucking come on in, have some frimp.
Yeah, go to my Super Bowl party.
Yeah. Like launching missiles at them, they'll be like, okay, fire up the laser beam and just wipe this planet out from orbit. Like, we can't hold a fucking candle to anything they can do. If they can find us, we don't even know they exist, and they found us. We're fucked.
The counterpoint is we also just can't have things we don't know. We don't know what they are just flying around in our airspace.
That's true.
You have to shoot it down.
But the other thing, like people that are like, the second things get detected, they're like, shoot it down. Why are we shooting it down? What if it's a fucking balloon full of diseases and whoever sent it to us is counting on us just going off of a hair trigger reaction, shooting it down, and then it lands and explodes fucking disease bombs all over us?
I mean, I guess we're fucked, but like you kind of have to do that, right?
I don't know.
You can't let that thing throw whatever it is, possibly throw the first punch, and then you're playing defense. Like you shoot it down and see what the fuck it is.
I'd like to think that our government, when it detects these things, can sort of do like a little scannery-do on it and see what's up. And because it seems like the first one, they spotted the balloon, they analyzed it, they scanned it, and then they're like, all right, we're jamming its signal, so it can't pick up any more shit. Let's wait until it drifts to a safer area, so when we shoot it down, it doesn't land on someone's house and fucking kill them too. It does seem like they found this thing, they jammed it, it got over the ocean, over the water, they shot it down, and now they have it. I feel like shooting stuff down right away might be jumping the gun a little bit. Again, I don't want a fucking zombie disease getting shot down, and now I got to deal with fucking zombies. I don't need that shit right now. I'm too busy.
Hey, you got a movie to make. I hear you. Thinking about yourself, because fucking aliens are...
Look, if it's going to fuck up my movie, it's going to fuck up everybody else's life, too.
Yeah. Can't have production shut down in John Cooper, am I right? These fucking aliens.
No. I mean, that would just be my luck. Like, finally, at 40 years old, I'm about to make my first movie. And I'm like, shit, guys, we got to cancel the shoot. Aliens are taking over the Earth.
The script gets in Leo's hands. Leonardo DiCaprio wants to be John Cooper.
Yeah. You know, it's been a while since I've done an indie film. I actually don't think I've ever done an indie film. I want to end my career with that and then just fuck chicks on boats for the rest of my life.
Which begs the question, what is more likely? Leonardo DiCaprio doing a Kevin Kraft movie or an alien invasion? I think I would make you a heavy favorite, even though it's a tall order.
I'll take it. I'll take that.
What do you think? What do you think the odds are that there's an alien invasion?
I think the odds of an alien invasion are 1,000,000,001 to 1, and the odds of Leo doing my movie are 1,000,000,000 to 1.
Okay. All right. So it's tight.
Yeah. Neck and neck.
Speaking of which, how's Any developments on the film business?
I was kind of hoping I would have something bigger, but I guess I can tease this stuff. I mean, part of the reason why I do keep mentioning updates on this is to sort of hold my feet to the fire. And it's like, well, you can't let things fall apart now because then you're going to look like the biggest ass clown ever for talking it up and having it not going through. So this is just sort of me, locking myself in, painting myself into a corner here.
Putting your back against the wall.
It does look like, nothing is guaranteed, nothing's locked in, nothing's signed. But it looks like by the end of this week, I should have paperwork to partner up with a production company. And then once that's looked over and given the thumbs up and I sign it, I believe that officially puts John Cooper in pre-production. So
Fuck yeah.
It seems like things are good, but I know how quickly the rug can get pulled out from underneath me. So nothing is a guarantee. But it seems good. Seems likely. So hopefully by next week I'll have better news.
Yeah, let's hope for good news.
So what I ended up doing for the Super Bowl, I was with Carl, and we were kind of thinking, I bet you everybody's going to be inside watching the Super Bowl. So when the Super Bowl starts, let's go play tennis because all the courts will be open. So I played about 2 hours of tennis during the Super Bowl when I wasn't playing Splatoon. The hit Nintendo franchise. Very fun.
I know now's probably not the right time just when he's about to hit it big, Geoff, but I think we need to make a break from Kevin after hearing this.
It's terrible. But, I mean, what were you expecting? After years of knowing this guy, this is just how he operates. So your logic was strong, though, right? There was no one at the tennis courts.
Yeah, because a lot of times when we go to play tennis, we're driving around for like a half hour, 45 minutes to all the different courts, trying to find one that's not being used. And we were like, well, you know what? We can actually go to one of the good courts because nobody's going to be there. And it worked out.
On gay Agassi over here.
You know what, Shuddy Boy? I'm going to take that barb with pride because I'm getting better. I'm getting better at tennis. I tell you what,
good one.
I'm not getting better at feeling okay the day after. I'm fucking thrashed, man. Everything on me is
It's
sore.
one of those sports where
fucking Penis Williams.
Nice. It's one of those sports I was like, it's interval training, so it's hard to get used to it. Like you have to like play a lot of tennis and like build the muscles for tennis to get used to it. It's like basketball in that sense.
I should have set my camera up and filmed this one because I'm at a point now where when Carl hits the ball to me and it's not going on either my left or my right side, it's like coming directly at me, my brain short circuits and I don't know what to do. So I'll usually hop up in the air and my awkward bone structure will flop out like this, and then I hold the tennis racket upside down and knife and like hit it back at her that way.
Instead of stepping to one
so you
side
do
or
a
the
backhand
other.
in front of you?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yep. An upside down frontwards backhand.
While jumping.
Yes. I get a little bunny hop in, and then Carl laughs her ass off, and sometimes she's laughing so hard she can't hit the ball back to me, and I get a point.
Do you guys actually keep score?
No. We don't even serve for real. Every now and then we will, but we just drop the ball on the ground and whack it at each other. We just hit the ball back and forth when we can. And when we get a volley going, we get so pumped. We're like, oh, that was awesome. Fuck yeah.
That's adorable. Do you guys know how to keep score? Like, is it even an option?
I know vaguely, but I don't remember the order. I know it goes like from 15 to 30 and then 40?
Yep.
Okay, I guess I do.
Oh.
Yeah. I know it's stupid. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's a very stupid way to keep score. But my knees are so thrashed, and like The other day, I was doing some squats in the living room, and my knees were making such disgusting noises. I had to take my phone out and record it.
Dude, my knees do this too. Well, I don't know. I don't know what it sounds like, but if I like do squats or just extend it, it cracks.
Yeah, mine crunch, and then when I stand up again, my knees will pop. That happens for the most part. Like when I'm sitting on the couch watching TV and I stand up to go refill my water or something, my knees will both do like a high-pitched click. And my ankles, too. I'm very, very clicky. There's no way I can sneak up on anybody at this point in my life. But this is... I held the phone right up to my knee and recorded a voice memo, and I figured, instead of going to a doctor, I'll just ask the internet, because they always give you non-gruesome, best-case scenario feedback with medical things. I hope you guys can hear it too, because sometimes I know the buttons don't transfer through.
Are you playing it?
Not yet. I'm going to play it right now.
Kind of sounds like not as loud armpit farts.
Yeah, there's like the crunch and then the pop, and the pop is when I stand up with my knees clicking.
Yep. Gross.
Is that what your knees sound like, Geoff?
I think it's, I don't know, you have like a little bit more of a crunch to yours.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a chewing crunch.
Yeah, it's like
Mine
somebody
is
has
just like a one little pop.
It's like somebody has a fistful of Rice Krispie treats and they're just crushing it in their hand. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, you want to get a boner? So Carl, for Valentine's Day, is making Rice Krispie treats with peanut butter M&Ms baked into them.
What?
Well,
yeah, boing.
We actually brought this
you
up.
Obviously don't know how Rice Krispie treats are made.
Oh yeah, I guess you don't bake them. You just let them sit.
Yeah, there's no baking. No, there's no baking involved.
Okay.
Whatever.
She also threw this by me. Instead of using
I like that idea.
Instead of using Rice Krispies to make the treats, she's considering using Reese's peanut butter puff cereal. And then mixing that.
So it's almost like a cereal bar.
Yeah, a cereal bar with peanut butter M&Ms mixed into it, bonded by soft, gooey marshmallow. Thoughts?
And it sounds wonderful. When we were discussing the Super Bowl party, Bill threw out the idea of perhaps Carl, if you guys were to come, baking her snickerdoodle cookies, because that would be an absolute just gem to add to any spread, really. I mean, her cookies are fucking great. I'm sure this is going to be delicious. Is it like a Valentine's Day gift to you? Is that what she's doing it for?
It's Valentine's Day treats for both of us. She has heart-shaped cookie cutters, too, so she's going to shape the actual treats into hearts.
Huh, that's wonderful. Good for you, Kevin. Good for you.
When she told me about that, my jaw hit the floor, and I was like, oh, my God. I'm so fucking ready for that.
Do you have your Valentine's Day moves planned?
Yes. We're doing a fancy dinner tomorrow night. And I'm pretty sure, like, if she is going to spy listen to this, she won't hear it before we go out. So I got her a Reese's peanut butter heart because she said no gifts. But I know what that means. So big Reese's peanut butter cup heart-shaped, and flowers.
Nice. Where are you guys going for dinner?
Mozza. We're hitting up Joe B's spot. Yep.
That place is delicious.
Yeah, I had to wait. They only take reservations 3 months in advance. So I woke up that morning when I knew it was 3 months from Valentine's Day, and snagged us a spot because I know they go like instantly.
Yeah. Do you know if they have like a Valentine's Day specific menu?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Either way, I know we're in for some delicious Joe B goodness.
Yeah, you gotta like lock into $250 per person, but you get like a 6-course meal or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Places usually do something like that.
I know, and it's kind of annoying too, because I like their normal menu. But I mean, you've been to Mozza. That place is insane. I'm sure even if they do throw out a special menu, it's all going to be good.
Oh, absolutely. I think, like, I feel like you can make an argument that the special or like a mandatory special meal would be good because it like forces you to try something maybe you wouldn't have ordered otherwise, and maybe you run into something that's pretty bomb that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So,
well, if anybody in the Puminati knows anything about knee injuries and can tell me why my knees sound like Rice Krispie treats, that would be welcomed. It just seems unfair.
Is it an injury?
I don't know, because it's like I never fucking. I mean, I kind of played sports if you want to get technical, but like I was on the fucking golf team. I was on the wrestling team for 1 year with at Bing Boing school, so that doesn't exactly count. I tried to play basketball when I was in grade school, and I didn't know the rules, and everybody hated me for it, so that didn't last long. But I did skate, in the early 90s when fucking rollerblading, like, oh, let's go grind some rails. I was one of those chodes with fucking rollerblades hiding under my big bell-bottom Jenkos. I fell a bunch doing that. I fell a bunch skating. I did those stunt videos for a billion years, and I'm sure that fucked my knees up. The one time in particular, holy shit, Shuddy Boy, in the dorms at Kutztown, Mr. Ski was like pushing me on some weird sled we bought at Walmart or something, and I got the speed wobbles and fell, and my knee, when I fell sideways, went into someone's doorway and just bashed on the corner of the door frame. And I was going so fast that when I hit it, it like spun me. So I like ricocheted off it and spun on the floor. And I had this super dark line going just straight across my knee. And then a week later, it just expanded and my entire knee was black and I limped for a couple of weeks. So I'm sure that did something. Knees seem to be a very bitchy joint. Like, you do one thing to them once, and it haunts you for the rest of your life. It's like, fucking, be cooler, knees. What the fuck?
I mean, you don't, like, your knee doesn't act up when you're playing tennis, right?
It kind of does.
Like, okay, fair enough.
Like, once we get past an hour of playing, my knees hurt a little bit.
I wonder if that's, like...
Oh, you know what?
Lack of like athleticism, or just like you don't work out enough type thing.
I wonder if it's because I've jacked off kneeling so many times.
I mean, that probably doesn't help.
Damn.
You know what? That's totally what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good place to start.
I got betrayed by my penis.
I think it was more your brain.
I don't know that you can blame that on your penis.
You know what? I'm gonna chalk this up to my brain and my penis conspiring against me. This is their fault.
Sure. Fair enough. I mean, I slightly disagree. I feel like you could have found another way to jerk off than being on your knees, but hey, I guess the dick wants what it wants, right?
Yeah.
I got irrationally angry about something, if I can tell you guys about it.
I would love to hear that.
I don't know if I'm on the right or wrong side of it. I don't think I'm on the wrong side. And I think Shuddy's going to totally agree with me here. But my neighbor, her and her husband have got a puppy somewhat recently. You met him, actually. Blix. You know Blix, right? Remember Blix?
Sure.
The little brown dog.
That was like fiddling around with Little Mama when I showed up that one time.
Yeah, and wasn't that on my birthday? Right? It was my birthday, so it was like after we were out boozing, and then we come home to have some cake, if I remember this correctly. and Blix was just running around in our little like area. But it is like a gated area, gated like apartment community.
Yeah.
Anyways, Blix got out and Blix is missing. And they put up post-its around the neighborhood and made like a profile on Nextdoor. I don't know if you're familiar with Nextdoor. It's like
yeah. I sold some stuff on Nextdoor once, and now I constantly get these fucking emails sent to me like what's popular on Nextdoor, and it's always some whiny Karen that I want to just hit with a baseball bat. Like, you fucking pussies.
Absolutely. Dude, it took me years to get off the Nextdoor email list. I do not envy your situation at all. Like, I finally got off the Nextdoor email list. It was such a pain in the ass. Like, unsubscribe didn't work.
I've tried. Didn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's like, no. You have to hear these fucking boomer Karens whine all day. It's like, this is why I stopped using Facebook, to get away from whining boomers.
Some of it's funny, right?
I don't know, because
you'll get these long, like you'll read like these lengthy complaints about the dumbest shit, but it's like someone's really like triggered, like pissed off, like someone's day is ruined, and you're reading about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know. Sometimes it made me laugh.
By me, it's always people like complaining about the homeless.
Well, yeah, I'd assume your next door is not stoked about Poop Slime Alley.
No, they hate it.
No, the Redondo Beach was always pretty random complaints. Anyways, she posted to Nextdoor this other, I don't know, community message board, and posted signs outside on like different telephone poles, shit like that. And I'm just really like kind of mad at her. Like, I'm fucking annoyed and like pissed off at what kind of a shitty dog owner her and her husband are. And maybe that's not the first place that my mind should go, but that's just, they're so fucking stupid and they're so reckless, and the dog got out, and that's on them.
Do you know the backstory
of what?
Of how the dog escaped them?
No, I mean, it's probably she lets the dog like hang out. Like, you saw the dog just kind of run up to the gate. But like sometimes, like if an Amazon guy comes to drop off the package, he doesn't close the door. So she that's just probably what happened.
They let the dog have free reign inside the fenced in apartment complex area.
Yeah,
and nobody is that against the rules? I'm not trying to be a next door Karen, just trying to gather information.
No, there's only like 4 or 5 apartments in our little community, so like we're all cool with it, right? No one cares. And like little mama could do that, but I don't really let her, and she doesn't even really want to go outside.
Yeah.
Like, we have a big enough apartment where she can hang out. But this one time I was coming back from walking little mama, we were getting coffee, and we were down at the end of the street, and Blix is running towards us. And we ended up like her and Blix and Allie meet, and like they're playing around, and like I picked Blix up, and like seriously, like a good 3 minutes later, the owner comes out like, "Oh my God, I didn't know where Blix went. Thank you you found her, or you found him, excuse me." And like from then I was thinking like, how fucking careless are you with this fucking dog? And one time when we went to Vegas for my birthday, we had her dog sit. And she's asked me before, like, "Hey, why don't you let Allie come down and hang out with Blix, and they can have like a little doggy play date, and I'll watch them." And I think about these offers, and I think about her like babysitting Allie, and think if Allie got out, if she lost Allie, my reaction, and I would be the most angry ever. Like it would look like the crime scene would look like a fucking Eli Roth movie. I would probably like chain her up and then torture her husband in front of her. Like that would be like the first place my brain went. Like if I let her dog sit Allie and she just was like, "Oh, I wasn't paying attention," she got out. Like someone would have to die. Someone would have to go.
Well, I do know
so mad.
You're a very passionate dog owner. You love Lil Mama. You pamper Lil Mama. She's got a very good life. living in House Clark.
Absolutely.
So I could see, other people, like the people that fucking live upstairs from me, they're grandfathered in. You're not supposed to have cats or dogs here, even though the guy who fucking waited by the mailboxes to go, "You're welcome," after he just like nudged the gate open when I was like half a block away, whatever. That guy, he's relatively new. I've been living here longer than he has, yet he's got a fucking dog.
It's a service animal thing. They can't stop it.
Yeah, and
So
I guess
my
you can just
buddy-
get one anywhere. But the people upstairs from me, they're grandfathered in, and they have this fucking cat, and they're constantly leaving the door open, and the cat will just be wandering around my courtyard. And the door that Captain You're Welcome nudged with his foot, like you can literally, like a butterfly can queef on that door, and it'll fling open, and then it takes like 5 minutes for it to shut. It's like on such a slow hinge. So that cat can get out like anywhere. And there'll be like mass text sent out from the manager being like, there's a cat running around the pool. Can somebody come grab it? And it's them. They always leave their fucking door open and the cat just wanders around.
Yeah, dude, the same lady has 2 cats. She has 2 cats and a dog, and the cats will be like hanging out on my porch every now and then. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Get your fucking cats out of here.
I fucking hate cats, dude. I honestly, I thought about kicking them, but it's just like I'm too old to be kicking it. Like that's too fucked up. But
Yeah, wait, what's the age cutoff where you're supposed to stop kicking cats?
I stopped when I was like 15. I was like, all right, this isn't cool anymore. But I don't know, like, am I wrong to have that reaction? Like
No.
my first thought was like, I feel bad for her. Like, oh my God, if I lost my dog, that'd be terrible. But immediately after I was like, she's a terrible pet owner and what a fucking asshole.
I mean, the little...
What a
After getting
fucking
all of the
asshole.
information, I agree with you. It's a pattern of behavior.
Exactly.
Also-
Thank you, Shuddy.
Every dog that I've ever owned, which hasn't been a lot, but like, dog owned by my mom or my sister, like family members, most dogs that I've encountered, they don't want to be away from you. You know,
Right.
they always want to like run back to you. If they run away and you call their name, they come back. Like if your dog runs away, that makes me think they don't even want to fucking be near you.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
It's also a puppy.
The dog, MJ likes to, if she would get out, she would wander. She would go off on an adventure.
Ah, the adventures of MJ. All right, well, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never...
That's happened a couple of times, but she also has anxiety when I'm not around. So it's not like she was like packing her bags and piecing out. She just went exploring.
Yeah. Well, it also sounds like they need to chip that dog,
It's a
too.
teeny tiny puppy, so somebody could have snatched it up.
That's also a concern that I have is like it being dog napped. Like if it didn't
Well,
have
I'm
a
not even
collar on, it
meaning
didn't
dog
have
napped. This cute little dog runs away and somebody sees it and there's no way to find out who it belongs to. Somebody,
Yeah. Like, hey, I got a dog.
Have you met Lucy? Is Lucy Blix maybe? Did Kevin snatch this dog? For
I have
Carl.
not met Lucy, but
What kind of dog is Blix?
Oh, I forget.
Just like a little brown thing. Yeah, I always forget. I think I even asked. I'm like, oh, what kind of dog is this? And they told me, and I instantly forgot.
Yeah, me too. Like several
So
times.
not a Yorkie.
I don't think so.
It could be like a Yorkie mix, but it's either way. Carl got Lucy before or after they had Blix, so she's got an alibi here.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I've also noticed that Blix's anal glands need to be extracted. You guys are bad dog
Blix.
owners. I could do that with my teeth,
When she texted like the apartment complex group chat, which I don't even know, I guess she has all of our numbers independently and then put us on a group chat, which whatever. It's not like it's an active group chat, but
It's not popping.
yeah. But I was like, oh no, like, does it have like its tags on it? Is someone going to be able to call you if they find it? And she's like, no, it doesn't have tags, but it's microchipped. I gotta be honest, I have no idea what that means, and I didn't
So
want to
there's
ask.
It's a tracker.
they-
Is it like a find an iPhone? Like I was like, that's what I was thinking in my head.
So they inject a microchip into the back of the dog,
Yeah.
and then if somebody finds it, it takes it to a vet. They take out a scanner, they scan for the chip, and it has the owner's information on it.
Oh, I'm like Douche Ventura.
No shit. So if they never take it to the vet or they don't ever have it scanned,
Correct.
this fucking lady, what a moron. I fucking hate her.
By the way, I should mention, Geoff, that Carl was very entertained by your Super Bowl TV setup.
Armageddon on the top left, and then Maverick, Top Gun Maverick on the top right.
And then the Super Bowl playing on the gigantic screen, main screen underneath it.
Telling you guys should have came over. I had something for everyone there.
Yeah, but like, I'm guessing you didn't have all three of their volumes up.
No, the Super Bowl took precedent over Armageddon. Even though, I mean, I just act out Armageddon. I just tell everyone the lines anyway, so we're good. It's covered.
And also, like to go back to Shuddy, like what if I showed up and I was like Shuddy's mom? Like I'm constantly talking. I'm talking through the game. I'm like, oh, why don't they get him? Like I'm constantly trying to talk about things that aren't football because I don't give a shit. I know you guys think it's weird that I don't care about the Super Bowl, but I don't care about football. That would be like if the
so why would you ask about it?
Like
annoyingly,
if the gay porn version of Avatar 2 came out. Be like, no, but Geoff, you don't understand. This got such a huge budget. Why don't you want to watch this gay porn? Like, if I don't want to watch the rest of the gay porn, why do I want to watch the super gay porn?
Well, that's your argument for not going to the party in the first place. But if you're at the party, you can read the room. And if everyone's watching the game and not talking, I don't think you're gonna like be the one to just randomly bring up conversation about rules and ask about rules you're not even gonna fucking remember or care about. Like that doesn't sound like Kevin.
So like
I feel like you would chill and eat the pizza and drink the beer and probably not even pay attention to the game very much. That would be my prediction for
I think
your
that's why
Super Bowl experience.
we just defaulted to play tennis and Splatoon.
You guys are just bitches. You should come over, drink some beers, do Super Bowl squares next year. It'll be fun. Eat some pizza. It's just a communal event. And when Armageddon and Top Gun stop playing, I put on Braveheart and South Park.
What were the comments from everybody else? Like, wow, you have 3 TVs in your living room, and you have Top Gun Maverick and Armageddon playing at the same time. Like, did you get props?
Yeah, everyone who replied was like, "That's awesome." But of course, it's awesome. The 2 greatest movies ever in the Super Bowl. So what a wonderful experience.
Well, speaking of movies, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't go to the theater. I didn't necessarily see anything brand new, but Carl and I put on an Oscar-nominated film for this year. Up for Best Animated, we watched The Sea Beast on Netflix. I don't know if that's on either of your guys' radar.
Is it like C the letter beast, like hyphen beast, or is it like sea biscuit but sea beast?
It stands for the cunt beast. No, it's SEA, Sea Beast.
All right. Like the Loch Ness Monster type thing.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
And like I know you guys aren't as into those like CG animated movies as I am, but
Definitely not.
Dude, this one
I couldn't tell you a 1-1. What's an example of a CG
Toy Story
movie? Okay. So are all Pixar movies?
Yeah. Like Pixar.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with those.
But I saw this one on Netflix when it got released. Like, you know, it was in all the banners and shit, and I kind of just dismissed it. And then I saw Ginger and Juice on Letterboxd gave it like a good score and watched it like a couple of times. And I was like, oh shit, I wonder if this And then when it got nominated for an Oscar, I was like, all right, fuck it, let's watch this thing.
So here's the thing, the difference between you and Ginger. He has children.
Yeah, I know. But he also plays Fortnite.
Cool. Yeah, that's true.
And so do I.
He does.
So we're both kind of children. So like a lot of times when Ginger gives something a good review on the D, I'm more inclined to watch it. But Carl and I put it on and it was a fucking hit. It had some of the most like detailed, realistic animation I've ever seen in one of these things. And it's essentially a fucking pirate kaiju movie. Like Pacific Rim, Godzilla. Like it's pirates fighting these gigantic fucking monsters. And the way they do the scale is really, really well done. The story's really good. It was fucking sick. Like no bullshit. I think I liked it a little bit more than Carl, but we were both like, oh wow, that was definitely fucking time well spent.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, I think I'll suck four sea beast dicks. I don't know how I'm gonna fit those gigantic dicks in me, but I'll find a way.
If anyone can, it's you, Kevin. I got nothing to review either, honestly. You're not into. You didn't watch Next Level Chef last night, did you?
I did.
I watched it today so I could discuss it with you, Geoff, because I knew you were watching it.
Nice.
Kevin, I literally watched it before we recorded.
But it's not. It wasn't the start of a season, right? It was like.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay. Because you've been talking about it for a while, so I just thought it was like the middle of the season or something.
No, it was the first episode. It's up on Hulu.
Oh,
dude,
beanbags.
The whole Super Game, or Super Bowl post game thing was like sponsored by Next Level Chef. Like they gave it the fucking full treatment. I know you follow Gordon on Instagram, but he was at the Super Bowl, like on the sideline, hanging out with like everyone.
Yeah, he was posting a ton during the Super Bowl, and him like shaking hands with people and hobnobbing,
Rock and shit, and Paul Rudd and everyone.
All right, well that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so. Hell of a lead-in. Gordon, a fucking like massive international superstar at this point. I mean, we all know that, but like, you have the Super Bowl being like, "Hey, now stick around and watch Gordon Ramsay's Next Level Chef." Like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay, we need you and your power dick.
Yeah, finish this night off for us.
So, Shuddy, Jeff's been a big fan of Next Level Chef. I have a hard time getting into non-Master Chef cooking shows. What were your thoughts? Are you a convert?
So I wouldn't say that I'm a convert necessarily. I'm going to continue to watch it. This episode, I don't think it. You know, my big complaint about MasterChef.
No drama.
It's not very dramatic. I think it was the first episode, so things were a little bit more subdued than they get to be. So I think the main meat of the episode was a little boring. I was doing work while it was going on, but the cook-off at the end where the chefs cook a similar dish and the judges don't know who cooked what and when they're choosing, that was fun.
Yeah, the cook-offs are unique.
Yeah, so
overall, Master Chef is better. You're not missing much
for sure. But that I really like that aspect of it is that the judges. So the way it's set up is the two teams that lose the challenge have to send one of their members to the cook-off to be eliminated, and the two judges are the chefs that are the celebrity chefs that are the captain of that team, and they don't know who cooked what when they're voting on who has to go home.
So yeah, once they finish like the cook-off, then the judges who nominated the people to be in the cook-off go and try it. And if they split on the two dishes and the cook that hung out during the cook-off and was like I don't know, like refereeing the whole thing or just like presiding over it. In this case, it was Gordon. They break the tie if there is a tie, which last night there wasn't. So
there's no way to play favorites
Correct.
with this system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
It's pretty cool. Again, it's no Master Chef, but me and my brothers were into it. It was a nice little lead in, or like it was a nice thing to add to the whole Super Bowl night.
It's an easy watch. That's for sure. It's an easy watch. So there, that is something that it definitely has going for it. But there was not a lot of drama and intrigue or even screaming.
No. Well, I mean, Gordon really knows how to jack up the intensity of these fucking things. That's kind of what he does best.
Is there a Joe B element?
No.
He doesn't have like a homie?
There's not anyone playing good guys, bad guys. Honestly, like Gordon is mostly the bad guy if there had to be one. Aisha Harrington, I think her name is. Who are you familiar with her, Kevin? She's been on the Master.
Yeah,
she's been on
that
Master
sounds familiar.
Chef.
Yeah.
She's like really like kind of by the book, straightforward, no nonsense. But she's not like a Joe B. Like she's not really an asshole. Then the other guy, I think his name is Richard Blaze. He's kind of really chill. He's like the chillest of all of them, I would say. But they all have like torn into a cook before and like lit someone up, and like they all give pretty good criticism. Again, it's not as good as MasterChef, but it's solid, and it kind of fills a void with no football season. They throw it on Thursdays. There's no football to watch on Thursdays now, so it works for me in my viewing schedule. And me and my brothers are into it, and we're going to do a draft next week. We're each going to pick 5 cooks, and then the person who loses all their cooks first has to buy like a nice dinner. So that's kind of what we're doing. And because I think there's 16 people remaining, right? Or is it 17 people? Well, we should have like a bye week where no one loses. So that's cool. But I don't know. That's all I can really talk about. All I saw was that, golf, football, and Last of Us, which I got to be honest. So the first few, I think this is episode 5 of Last of Us. I don't know if either one of you guys are current.
Oh, yeah.
I think the first 2, or the first like 4 were, I don't want to say overrated, but I wasn't as into it as everyone else was. This last episode, it was fucking sick.
Yeah. I feel like I played the video game and I don't remember really anything about it, just other than the monsters and shit. Like I tend to space out when a cutscene starts in a video game. I'll look at something else or look at my phone or something. I'm really into just to fucking murder people. But
yeah,
I feel I've been in like every episode. I'm just like, fuck, that was great. Fuck, that was great. Like I love the first one. I think the setup was great. The way that they introduced the outbreak and you see everything turn into shit was really well done. I even liked the Nick Offerman just one-off episode. Like, holy shit, chin wobbles through that whole fucking thing. And it seems now like because I'm guessing like a majority of the video game was just you trying to escort this girl through the apocalyptic mushroom zombie wasteland to get her to safety. So you can't really have too many side characters sticking around, but it's just like, oh, this show is just out to rip your heart out of your chest and just like punch it in the face. Like it's heavy. And this last episode, I'm like, man, I love these new characters they introduced. These guys are fucking awesome. And then just the I'm not going to do any spoilers, Shuddy. Don't worry, I'm not spoiling. But there's a big action moment.
Seen it yet?
No, Draven and I are watching it as soon as we're done recording.
Oh, dude, it's fucking great. When the action part kicks in, the action part was so well done. And a big reason why I got turned off of Walking Dead was all the characters just sort of blended into each other, and everybody's just sitting around whining, and then you'll get a little bit of zombie stuff. And this also, Last of Us isn't exactly action-packed start to finish, but they do the dramatic stuff so much better. Like the characters aren't whiny and hateable. I don't know. I'm fully in. I think it fucking rules.
Yeah, you're in for a treat tonight, Shuddy.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm guessing you didn't watch anything, Shuddy? Same thing, just sports? Sports with some sports?
I've still been binging Succession.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Your Succession
I started
journey.
Parks and Rec over again.
Yeah, as one does.
Trying to think if... No, I didn't watch any movies in the last week.
Yeah, well, then
I'm trying to get Draven to watch all 9 Fast and Furious movies before Fast X comes out.
Oh yeah, they had a Super Bowl commercial, right?
Yeah.
Who's Jason Momoa is in the new one, right?
He sure is.
So they already went to space in the last one. Do they like time travel or go to a different dimension in this one?
Well, so the one big stunt that they show is the one of those big giant like military cargo planes that fit vehicles in them, like have been in the last several, is flying above the road, and Vin Diesel's Charger drives out reverses out the back and lands on top of another car and then speeds off and then goes down the Hoover Dam.
Oh, so stupid. I love it.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
And that they showed that part of the trailer just as I said. Draven, I think, said that he saw a quote, or somebody, Draven or Zach had said that they had seen a quote from Vin Diesel that there's really not much else for the franchise to do. And I said, well, what do you do after you fucking send a Fiero into space? And then I just turn around and there's a fucking car driving down the side of the Hoover Dam as explosions go up behind it. Like, okay.
Nice.
They question answered. You know?
Yeah. They're just going to merge this with Back to the Future, and Doc Brown's going to show up in a time-traveling DeLorean. We have to go back to the first Fast and the Furious. They already got the next one in the works, too, right? Like, they're going to do 11?
Are they? I thought Fast X was the last one.
I don't know, man. I thought I heard something about an 11th. The only Super Bowl commercial I watched was for The Flash. Because it's interesting, the whole drama that's going on with Ezra Miller getting arrested and choke slamming people and shit. Like, they already filmed that Batwoman movie, and the finished product had everybody involved being like, we can't even release this, it's so bad. Which, that just piques my curiosity even further. Like, holy shit, how bad is this fucking movie that they can't even put it out? Because there are some real bad movies that get released.
For real.
To, like, spend the money to make a superhero movie, finish it, and then to just scrap it is pretty mind-blowing. So the fact that they have The Flash already ready to go, and they're already nuking this fucking universe anyway, it's like we can't eat the cost of 2 superhero movies. Like, I feel like if Ezra Miller went on TikTok and put a fucking baby in a blender, they'd be like, well, still got to put that movie out. It does look kind of dope, though. I'm not going to lie. Seeing Michael Keaton as Batman again, I got some chills in my grundle.
That was fun to see. I enjoyed the Bradley Cooper T-Mobile commercial.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the big
with
ones.
His mom and the...
Too busy playing tennis.
The commercial with Ace Frehley, Billy Idol, Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes. Yeah. No, I didn't even see it. Yeah, I didn't see any of them. I just
maybe
looked
it was
up the
Paul
Flash.
Stanley. I don't know which one. Hold on. Now I'm going to have to... Someone's going to call me out if I'm not. It was Paul Stanley, not Ace Frehley. I don't know why. That's the one I picked.
He shuddied himself.
You shuddied all over your own face.
about not calling people in your office rock stars because they're not rock stars. That was pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, I'll
and
take your
then
word for it.
there was a commercial for something that Alicia Silverstone it was a Clueless commercial.
Oh yeah, I saw some headlines about that too. What I'm actually very curious about, Shuddy, is the poll that ended up on the MSPH Twitter, just apropos of nothing. Can Geoff beat an iguana in a fight? Like, how did that, like, I had people hitting me up like, oh man, can't wait to hear this week's episode to see the context of that. And I'm like, I would love to know the context as well.
When I watched Prayer of the Roller Boys for What the Fuck Did I Just Watch, there was a giant iguana in one of the scenes just sitting on top of a television. And I was quite stoned, and it popped into my head, and so I put it out there into the world.
Yeah, Geoff, 74% of the voters thought an iguana would beat you up in a fight.
I mean, and it didn't say like, it didn't specify. I always thought iguanas were small. Man, they really think I'm a bitch.
Iguanas are kind of small.
Iguanas can get to be really fucking big.
Well, I'll have to take your word for it. I don't know anything about iguanas.
So yeah, Geoff, you would lose in a fight to an iguana, apparently.
Oh, according to the Puminati. You got no faith in me, I guess.
Let's see if I can find.
All right, well, while you're finding, let's queue up some
Voicemails, yay! Average size 6.5 feet long.
What? Well, I guess they do
Nose
have
to
long
tail.
tails.
Nose to tail, but they also have talons for claws.
Yeah, but height-wise, they're not very tall. Like, I feel like Geoff could still just run up and soccer kick one in the face, and then that fight's over.
That was my game plan, actually, Kevin. Good call.
I'm just going to pretend this is a cat and I'm 15.
Don't tell the iguana my move.
Something like that. I just sent you guys a picture of.
Let's see here. Yeah, I think Geoff could beat that guy up. Now, like those giant monitor lizards that were in that fucking James Bond movie, I forget which one, might have been Skyfall. I don't like any of our chances up against those things.
No.
Like those Komodo dragons or whatever. Those things bite you, and then they put like gross lizard germs in your skin, and then you get all fucked up from that too.
Yep.
Yeah. Hard
I'll
pass.
tell you what, that thing was a lot fucking bigger than I thought it was going to be, though. I would not want to be. I would not want to cross paths with that little fucker.
All right, let's see. Oh, wow. Google Voice is straight up saying, yeah, this is Twisted. So I guess this first VM is from Twisted Texan. Oh, what the shit?
We kind of knew that was going to happen, though, right?
Yep.
Hey, boys. Twisted Texan here. Wanted to leave a voicemail for y'all. First off, wanted to address some elephants in the room. Kevin, fuck Ellis. Shuddy, really sorry you had to feed the Astros. They're the worst team in the damn league. Go Texas Rangers. But, you know, thank you for feeding the Texas team. So there's that. Geoff, we need to do some more horse betting between the two of us.
Did he say horse betting?
Or did he ask you to go steady?
I think it was horse betting. I hope it was horse betting.
You're my favorite. Love you, bud. But what I
Love
was
you
really
too.
calling about, I had a good story. I was in San Antonio a couple weeks ago for the Greta Van Fleet concert, which was top 3 of all concerts I've ever been to.
Do you
What
like
did
them?
say?
Greta Van Susteren?
Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah.
Have you ever? I don't know a single song they've done, but I watched their SNL performance a few years ago, and they were fucking kind of cool. I like them.
I've heard their songs before, and just based on what I heard, I'm going to guess that Led Zeppelin gets 80% of their royalties.
Yeah, they sound a lot like Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
but I mean, Led Zeppelin kicks ass, so it's all good.
And I was walking down the street before the concert on the Riverwalk, and my stomach started rumbling.
Uh-oh.
So I had to pop in to the alleyway. The only situation I had, there was no public bathrooms around, nothing like that. And I was about to shit myself. And I had my friend being a watch out. So I popped into the alley, squatted behind the dumpster, painted the side of the dumpster a different color.
Have either of you guys ever taken a shit in public like that?
No.
Yeah.
You said behind a dumpster, right? Or
Yeah.
into a dumpster?
I think he went behind a dumpster and like aimed his ass at it and sprayed diarrhea all over it.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
I've always been able to find a bathroom.
Same. And I'm like poop master flex, and I've never like taken a shit behind a dumpster or something like that. I know what would happen. I get caught. The second I pull my pants down and the poo-poo starts coming out, that's when a door flies open and some guy...
A full of a SWAT team.
Yeah, SWAT team, and then they execute me.
Off the sock in the process. I pulled the sock off, wiped my ass. And the entire time I had my friend, she was over there hollering, I think there's people coming. I think there's people coming out. No, we're fine. We're good. No worries. So I got done shitting, wiped my ass with my sock, went into the closest bar we could find, ordered a beer, just so I didn't feel like a dickhead for using their bathroom and their toilet paper. And
Gentlemen.
then we had ourselves a really good day and night. But I just figured that shit story would fit absolutely perfect with.
Knowing Twisted Texan, he probably got laid after that. He had sex with the girl who was keeping a lookout so he could poop on a dumpster.
Yeah, he fucked that chick. What an alpha.
Within MSPH fodder. So, you boys keep doing what you're doing. It's a great thing. Love every second of it. And we'll holler at you later.
Hell yeah. Poop stories are always welcome. Thank you, Twisted Texan.
What a nice, wholesome MSPH voicemail.
For real.
Good work.
All right, here's another one.
Goddamn mad scientist party hour. There's your new fan, Lester. I just called to say that Shuddy Boy taking hold of the reins and committing an act of interspecies erotica, some might say, considering that the turds in the pee-pee poo-bong were of the animal variety. I'm just very impressed because it's like the piss kissed his lips, like when you take a shit that's too big and the toilet water comes up and tickles your nutsack like Poseidon saying hello. Yeah, that was quite the feat. Really, applaud all around to the boys because of the effort on the last show. Droopy Spears, yeah, 6 tits, baby. Geoff with he's got the Wuhan Kuho, you know what I mean? He got the Kung Flu. He went in and he participated in the vomit time with the audio. Just a piece de resistance. Anyways, Lester be checking in here now, but as always, smoke weed. I'm out.
Well, luckily, Shuddy Boy, Lester's accent was so thick, I don't think anybody knew what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah.
I certainly don't know.
We all
what
know
he's talking
that was not really somebody named Lester, right?
I don't know. I hope Lester calls back again.
Yeah.
Love to hear some more out of him.
He almost had me until the very end.
Yeah, I guess that kind of was a giveaway, huh?
Mad Scientist Party Hour. This is your friend, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
From Houston. Here, calling to once again lift you up with love and enthusiasm. You gentlemen are the best fucking
that.
thing that has ever happened to my listening experience
Oh, thank
of
you,
any
friend.
kind. Geoff, I just want to say that listening to you vomit on both the Patreon and the regular show last week was gut-wrenching and also really entertaining. I'm so grateful that you're on the mend and feeling a little bit better. But goddamn, that was some fucking badass vomiting, dude. Shit. I wish I could vomit like that, man. And Shuddy, man, I'm not going to blow up the spot. I am a Patreon member. I've never been more proud to be a member of the Puminati, to see that incredible feat go from idea to bear fruit. I was moved to tears. It was perfect. It was wonderful. And I'm so grateful that I was able to experience that with all of the rest of the Puminati. And Kevin, you're the fucking man. You're the maestro. Love you guys. See you soon.
Thank you,
Can we
friend.
go back to voicemails about you being fired?
Way more interesting, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Way more fun to talk about.
I don't know what these guys are referencing that happened on our Patreon 3 months ago, but boy, sounds like that's something you should subscribe to, huh?
Yeah, good thing you could still listen to it.
Yeah. Good thing there's 5+ years worth of content up there. What a deal. All right, here's another one.
What's up, Illuminati and Party Hour? Listening to episode 586, just wanted to say that if you credit card and fart on your hand while giving yourself a credit card, gotta call it a overdraft. Gotta call it the overdraft. That is all.
That's a good line.
I like it. Yeah.
Works in several ways. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
I've never overdrafted though. My anal credit card.
So you guys have never farted on your hand and smelled it?
I have not said I never did that.
Because I feel
I
like
did not say that. I thought that the way I thought about it was that you had to fart while credit carding, but I have farted on my hand and smelled it. I
okay,
mean,
well it's two different
hasn't?
things. Like the fart snowball thing where like you cup your hand, you fart in it, and then you like throw it in your friend's face. Like I feel like a lot of people have self fart snowballed themselves, but like I think I have in the past placed my hand between my butt cheeks, farted on it, and then smelled the actual hand because I just want to see what transfers, you know? It was all in the name of science.
Thank God.
All right. What do you say we do one more?
Hey, boys. Tony in Wyoming calling. Got a RBQ for you. I don't know what made me think of this, but that's why they call it random, right? So, guys got a boner, having sex, okay? Got a stiff and hard on, whatever you guys want to call it.
What's up?
I'm having a trouble hearing
It
him.
is a little difficult to hear.
Yeah, this one is quiet. He said he's got a random brain question, and a guy has a boner and he's having sex. That's where we're at so far.
Okay.
If his throat was to be slit during sex, or his artery in his leg, whatever the fuck that's called, all the blood will rush out and his boner will go down.
All right.
I heard him, but okay.
Yep, slitting the throat or the femoral artery. Got it.
While having a
During
boner.
sex.
And since boners are fueled by blood, if all your blood is rushing out, your penis would kind of just deflate like a balloon with the air getting let out of it.
Well, maybe that's where he's heading. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay.
Because that's one of those places that, all the blood drains out super fast. But if he was to pull a David Carradine and get choked out to the point of death, how long before the boner goes down? That's it.
So now he's added autoerotic asphyxiation to this?
Yeah, so I guess if you get strangled to death with a boner, how long is it?
But then when your throat is slit I think the more concerning thing and the thing we should discuss more is what the fuck was this dude doing that this was the random brain question that popped into his head?
It's a good question. You think maybe he was
watching porn,
strangling a male escort to death? Well, if he was doing that, he wouldn't need to ask our help.
Yeah, he would know. It's like the fucking asking the owl how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
Exactly. I do think if Clerks is to be believed, if you get a boner can hang around for quite some time after you die. Right?
Right. That does occur, but the blood is still in the body at that point.
So is the question
bleeding out.
And that's rigor mortis too. Part of that is rigor mortis, which has nothing to do with blood rushing to that.
Yeah, if you already have a boner.
Pretty sure rigor mortis is a Kendrick Lamar song. Is that what you mean?
And that's all it is.
Sure.
The only definition of it.
Well, I think
It's a good one.
I don't exactly know what this guy's question is, but I would guess that your boner is going to droop quicker if you get your throat slit rather than strangled.
I think if my throat got slit, I think I would lose my boner pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'd be like eating some peppercorns when you're high, just instant sobriety.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to stay hard for very long. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I have heard that getting your throat slit is quite the boner killer.
Yeah, very, very much a mood detractor.
Yeah.
Yeah, kills the libido, I'll tell you that.
Well, this is what we're here for. We're here to answer the hard-hitting questions. So,
the questions nobody else will answer.
Yeah.
That everybody needs to know about.
They're pretty much the questions nobody else will ask. But thank you for your calls. Thank you guys for listening. And if you need more MSPH in your life, perhaps you want to go back 3 months and find out what these guys were talking about, you can go to patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour and get the cure for what ails you. Just an avalanche of fucking content is waiting for you. So check it out. And you get to support your homies. And if you would like to see the video version of these shows, youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Get it all except for the Easter egg. That is reserved for the audio-only Johns. And if you wish, you can follow us on Instagram. I am at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Geoff Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. Outkick Bets with Jeff Clark.
Mm-hmm. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Switching over to golf now that football season's over.
Yep. Hear that, all you blue hairs? Golf.
Yeah. I know everyone loves hearing golf gambling, but that's what I'll be doing on Tuesdays.
And Shuddy Boy, where can people get their MSPH merch?
I'mAllGone.com. If you look on the side under collections, there we'll have our own listing there, and we've got some merch there for sale.
Yeah. Treat yourself. Get yourself some nice, fresh merch.
I mean, hopefully you've already gotten the Valentine's Day present for your loved one, but if you haven't yet,
buy it now, and then you'll have it for next year.
Yeah, no, buy it now and give it to them late as an apology present. It'll take care of all of your problems.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, there you go. Thank you for listening, friends. But until next time, something